educator and writer, and mother of... He's the frontman for Foo Fighters and former drummer, of course, for Nirvana. Her book is From Cradle to Stage, Stories from the Mothers Who Rocked. Being interviewed by her very own son, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Virginia and Dave Grohl.
Hi, everybody. How are you? My name's Dave, and this is my mom.
I see a whole cast from the past right here.
Oh, yeah?
Right here, yes.
Oh, hey.
Nancy.
Hi, Nancy.
We're going way back. Yeah.
I'm not used to audiences during the date.
I know. You get to
odd.
see what their reactions are.
Yeah. So my mother wrote a book, but first let me. I don't really know how to begin because I've never interviewed my mother before. But first I'll begin by saying if it weren't for my mother, I wouldn't be here right now. That I've done. So she taught generations of people to write and express themselves and be creative and do their own thing. So finally, 3 or 4 years ago, she said to me she wanted to write a book. And she told me the concept of the book, which was to explore the relationship between mothers and artists and kind of dig into maybe how that influences the creative direction or output of an artist's career or body of work. And it's really interesting because, so she was in, she had a group called the Three Bells. They were an a cappella singing group.
A 50s girl group.
Yeah.
We were good. We were.
Well, when did you realize you could sing?
I don't know. We had so much music in our school. This is in Ohio in the 50s, the Midwest 50s, really wholesome kind of growing up. I was in the suburbs, sort of out in the country, and our whole social life was in school. And then all our activities were there, and a lot of it was music. We put on shows all the time.
Wow.
And so I always had a music teacher or the choir director had us on stage 3 or 4 times a year doing Broadway songs and so at one point she said she wanted the 3 of us to try to sing something for this next to-do she was putting on.
I
And
didn't realize that 2 voices singing 2 different notes that created a chord was harmony. I didn't know what it was. And it absolutely blew my mind. So it's all I wanted to do after that. Because of that, I became obsessed with music, and I think that one of the reasons why I just asked you if you felt like you were a natural or had any formal training is because I think that my love of music is written in my DNA.
it is a natural kind of thing, I believe, for you and for all the others that I learned about as I talked to their mothers. Something mysterious about it. And all of them were untaught. It just sprung out of them at different times.
Did Dr. Dre take lessons?
No, but he listened to a lot of music.
Did Michael Stipe take lessons?
No. No. And he was one of the late bloomers.
Josh Groban, come on.
Josh may have had a
Josh
lesson.
may have.
Yeah.
You can't be that good.
But you know what? He didn't know, his mother never heard him sing until by himself until he was 12 years old or something.
Every Sunday, where there was a house band, and the house band would play. And then there were a lot of jazz musicians in Washington, D.C., but also a lot of students that went to American universities,
Right.
where they would come and you'd sign your name on a piece of paper, and the house band, after their first set, they would call you up, and you could go up and jam with them. But this is like heavy D.C. old school jazz cats, you know? So the people that would come up to jam with them they were like accomplished, legitimate jazz
And you
musicians.
never knew what you were going to hear. It might be a jazz guitarist. It could be a jazz flautist. It could be another I mean, you never knew. It was so exciting, and they were all pros. They were great.
Yeah, and I loved it because I was listening to experimental music and getting weird, so I could appreciate jazz and the improvisation and how wild it could be or how beautiful it could be. So I gotta tell the story. So we went on my mother's birthday, or it was around your birthday, but that was the birthday. That was the birthday. We went to One Step Down and we sat down. And at this point, I'm kind of an established punk rock kid with stupid hair and ripped up jeans and stuff. So we walk into the jazz club and the band's just ripping. And my mom says to me, she says, "You know what I want for my birthday? I want you to get up there and play the drums." And I think I've been playing drums for a year. And I didn't even have a drum set. I was learning on my bed, on pillows, playing along to Minor Threat records or whatever. And I'm like, "Mom, this is jazz. I can't. There's no way. It's a whole other stratosphere. It's like this is some other kind." She was like, "Please."
It's my birthday.
So I just kind of went up there and sat down and went 2 minutes.
Wonderful.
I know. I'm thinking all of that to say that along with listening to Slayer and Venom and stuff like that, I was listening to Candide.
Yeah.
And I was listening to...
And we would go in the summer festivals at Wolf Trap Farm Park, we would go out and hear the Four Tops and the Temptations and Aretha Franklin and just everything, because there was every kind of music around, and we got to taste all of it. And I really think that's good if you can do it. You know, you can do it in LA, certainly. You can do it in lots of places.
Absolutely,
Yeah. So that was fun. It was always music.
Who in the book were you? I mean, I know you can't pick favorites because they're all wonderful people.
I know.
Well,
When he started Foo Fighters and he became so famous, and he's just like, everyone knows who he is.
Yeah. I guess the exciting moments for me were always during a performance. Those were always the highlights. When he was with Nirvana, just sitting there and waiting for that one big drum beat to start the show, I got chills. That was just a wonderful signal that, okay, here we go. And those for me they're still exciting. And when the Foo Fighters are playing and there's such a high energy group, and he's like he is right now, totally unscripted. No two shows are the same. Heaven only knows what he's going to say, and what language he's going to use.
Also, let me just say that as the mother of a rock and roll artist, I have never, ever in my entire life heard my mother say one swear word. Not one. Not even, like, God damn it, nothing, ever. I've never heard her say one swear word. And she's got to come to my potty mouth rock show as an AP English high school teacher, listen to me drop the F-bomb 67 times in a gig. I'm sorry. I'm just not as eloquent as you.
I was asked to write a piece about this, which is going to be published somewhere, I don't know where. And the title is The F Word. And my opening line is, I've just heard my son, David, use the F word 3 times in one sentence. Each time is a different part of speech. And you have to applaud that.
Easy. I'm so happy. That was cool. Wait, can you imagine if that was a platform? It would just be a very